There are mornings when you wake up and feel like you're already behind. The moment you open your eyes, the race begins. Emails, deadlines, notifications, updates. It's as if the world is sprinting and you're trying to catch up on tired legs. You scroll your phone. Someone just got promoted. Someone else bought a house. Another person launched their third business this year. And you're just trying to get through last week's to-do list. Suddenly, everything you're doing feels small, inadequate, late. You start asking yourself, what am I even chasing? Nobody's pressuring you, yet the fear of falling behind presses on your chest like a silent weight. As if stopping, even for a moment, means being left behind forever. So you push, you hustle, you tell yourself just a little more, just a little harder. But the harder you go, the emptier it feels. You sleep less, but worry more. You earn more, but feel less grounded. Then one day, you stop. Not because you want to, because you can't keep going. And in that stillness, a strange question rises up. What if we've been running the wrong race all along? What if success doesn't have to look like exhaustion? What if there's another way to live, one that doesn't burn you out, but brings you back to yourself? A way that isn't about running faster, but about moving deeper. Over 2,000 years ago, there was a man who decided not to race the world. He watched as society around him grew louder, faster, more chaotic, and instead of fighting it, he quietly stepped away. He got on an old ox and rode west, leaving behind his status, his position, his name. He wasn't escaping, he was returning to something more real. That man was Lao Tzu. Before he left, a gatekeeper begged him to write down a few words of wisdom. Lao Tzu reluctantly agreed. He scribbled around 5,000 words and vanished. That little text became the Tao Te Ching, and it's still around today. There's one line that always sticks with me. Those who flow as life flows know they need no other force. Sounds poetic, even mysterious, but let it sit with you. No struggle, no grind, just flow. Not because you're lazy, but because forcing things often makes them worse. Chasing everything often leaves you with nothing. Lao Tzu wasn't teaching you how to compete better. He was showing you how to live without needing to compete at all. His philosophy? Let go of control. Act without striving. Move with life, not against it. In Chinese, it's called wu wei, often translated as effortless action. It doesn't mean you do nothing. It means you stop pushing against the river. You stop trying to bend life to your will and start listening to where it's already going. Strange idea, right? Especially in today's world where we glorify hustle, where slowing down feels like giving up. But what if we've misunderstood strength? What if the people who seem quiet, who move slowly, who choose peace, are the ones who actually win?
Let's break this down. Most of us were taught a simple formula: more effort, more results. Work harder, stay busier, out-hustle the rest. It's what built this country, it's what we admire, and in many ways, it works. But only up to a point. Then it starts to backfire. You get stuck in the loop, wake up, grind, crash, repeat, and still feel like you're not doing enough. You keep pushing and pushing, but the goalposts keep moving. What if it's not your work ethic that's the problem? What if it's the energy behind your actions? Lao Tzu believed that when you act from stress, fear, or ego, your efforts create friction. You start to force results. You manipulate, control, overthink, and you burn out fast. But when you act from a place of calm awareness, you move smarter. You become like water, soft but unstoppable. In the Tao Te Ching, he writes, "Water is fluid, soft, and yielding, but water will wear away rock, which is rigid and cannot yield." Think about that. Water doesn't try to crush the mountain. It just flows, and over time, reshapes the world. We don't value that kind of strength anymore. We like fireworks, fast success, big moves, loud wins. But water plays the long game. Quiet, consistent, aligned. When you tap into this way of living, work becomes smoother. Conversations go better. Decisions come easier. Why? Because you're no longer fighting reality, you're working with it. This is what Wu Wei is about. It doesn't mean you're passive. It means you're precise. You wait until the time is right, you act with clarity, and when your action is done, you stop. You don't cling to the outcome. You don't make it your identity. That's wildly different from the always-on culture we live in. Now, let's be honest. If you live in America today, this isn't easy. Everything is pushing you to be more, do more, earn more. Every app, every podcast, every book is telling you to optimize your life. But where's the wisdom in constantly running toward burnout? Lao Tzu invites us to ask deeper questions. What if I stopped proving? What if I let things unfold? What if rest isn't weakness, but wisdom? You may have already tasted this, a day where things just clicked. You weren't stressed, but things flowed. You didn't try harder, you were just present. That wasn't luck. That was alignment. The trick is learning how to stay there, how to return to that space, even in chaos. Because the truth is, the more you try to control, the more you suffer. But the more you trust the flow, the freer you become. Now you might be thinking, okay, but I live in LA, not a mountaintop in China. I can't just check out of life. Exactly. You don't need to. You don't have to quit your job or delete the internet. Start small. Tomorrow morning, before you check your phone, just sit for 5 minutes. Breathe. Do nothing. Feel what it's like to not be rushed. When you're working, try focusing on one thing, just one, without multitasking. Pour your energy into it fully, then move on. If you're in a conversation, listen without planning your next sentence. Just be there, fully. That's Wu Wei in practice. And maybe the biggest one. At the end of the day, ask yourself, was that enough? If the answer is yes, then stop. Let yourself be done. No guilt, no hustle after dark. These are tiny shifts, but they change everything. Not because they make you do more, but because they help you be more. You'll feel it. The tension eases. You don't carry the day's weight into the night. You don't wake up already tired. You start living from peace, not for peace. And strangely, things get done. The right things, in the right way. Lao Tzu didn't want followers. He didn't build a movement. He just noticed how life works and quietly walked that path. He saw that strength doesn't have to shout, that presence can be more powerful than pressure, that water, though silent,
reshapes stone. You don't need to beat hustle culture. You don't need to compete with anyone. You just need to return to yourself. If you've been feeling tired, off track, or disconnected, maybe this is your sign. Not to give up, but to let go. Try slowing down just a little. Breathe deeper. Listen more. Push less. See what happens. You might find that success isn't something you chase. It's something that comes when you finally stop running. Because the Tao isn't far. It's already here, waiting, quietly.